Afternoon. Dwayne here, Dry Creek Wrangler School. Haven't posted much lately, but going to post a video tonight, and hopefully we're going to start getting back into stuff. I've just been incredibly busy. We just got back, Tom and I just got back from Wyoming yesterday evening, and big difference in the temperature between here and Sheridan, Wyoming, and it's hot today. We're just now starting to make this video. It's 6:30, so it's just now starting to cool down enough we can come out here. We were out here doing stuff earlier, and just sweat was just pouring. So I'm in my Grumpa t-shirt and my mossicans and my ball cap, and so not looking very cowboy at the moment. But here's something. This is a situation that a lot of people are dealing with this time of year, especially if you're in the southeast, in human country. Got a tale of two saddles here. Now this saddle is made by Colorado Saddlery. They made it custom made for Outfitter Supply several years ago. They made some of these. It's a really good saddle, but you can see it's just got a carpet of mold on it. Okay. Now, some things I want you to know about this. Yeah, it's just thick. In fact, some of it been rubbed off when I move the saddle. It's thick. Now, the thing is, I completely cleaned this saddle about 3 weeks ago. I mean, it was covered in mold, and I completely, thoroughly cleaned it up until it shined. And here it is 3 weeks later, and it's moldy again. Now, I have a tack room in the barn. It's insulated except for the ceiling, concrete floor, but with all the humidity, I'm having a lot of mold problems. So now I'm going to clean this again. Now, some things I want you to understand if you're a little bit new to this, okay? This is not as devastatingly bad as it looks, all right? This is actually an indication of a couple of good things. If you see a saddle with a carpet of mold on it like this, you can say, all right, good. The leather is still alive. Mold has to have something to eat to grow. And leather that is so old and so dried out doesn't have anything for the mold to eat, and mold won't grow on it. Okay? This saddle, I've had this saddle for a long time, and I've ridden this saddle in a lot of wet country. This is a saddle that I cowboyed in Colorado, and so I've had this saddle in a lot of rough riding and in a lot of really wet country, and so the saddle has been very well oiled, and that's part of the reason that this saddle is more susceptible to mold than a lot of my other saddles, because being well oiled, there's plenty for the mold to eat. Okay, so now I'm going to clean this saddle. I'm not going to clean it here on video. We don't have time for that. But I'm just going to take a soft rag and water, and I'm just going to hose and wipe it off till it's very thoroughly clean. And I'm going to leave it out to dry naturally. Okay, it's getting kind of late. There's a chance it's supposed to rain tonight or in the morning. So I'm going to set it up on our covered porch tonight and just let it dry at its own pace. And I'm not going to oil it. Normally when you wet a saddle, you get a saddle really wet like that, your first inclination after it dries is to oil it. But this saddle, I believe probably some saddle makers and some leather workers would say that you could almost say the saddle has been over oiled. And yes, that is a thing. Okay, so I'm going to wash it again. You don't want to leave mold on there. I mean, you can look at it and say, okay, that indicates the leather is still in good shape, the leather's still alive, but you don't want to leave it on. And Mama's new puppy down there, he's kind of thirsty. So we're gonna clean that, okay? I'm showing you this saddle to show you the difference. This saddle sits in the exact same saddle shop, the exact same tack room, okay? But it is not, there's no mold. Now this is a saddle, I just came back from Wyoming. This was a saddle I rode out there. But this saddle hasn't molded. I've had no mold on it. It wasn't molded when I left. a couple of my head stalls I had to clean and wipe off before I took them out. I want to say the breast collar. There were a couple pieces of leather I kind of had to clean them just because I hadn't used them in a while, and I had to clean them. But this saddle I didn't have to clean. Now, one of the main, this saddle's been oiled, but I haven't had as long as not been oiled as much as that saddle. The other thing is this saddle is rough out. Now I've noticed I've got another saddle in the barn. Any of you guys with a lot of experience, any saddle workers, anything, I'd really love for you to chime in, okay? Because I think you can add a lot to this that I don't know, all right? I have another saddle in the barn. It's a SA Brown handmade saddle, and it's a half breed. Now, what a half breed means, for those who aren't fully versed in this, that means that the swells and the jockeys in the back, I got saddle bags on these, are regular top grain leather like this, and the seat and the fenders are rough out, but the skirts are, it's all top grain. It's got mold on all the top grain parts, but it doesn't have any mold on the rough out parts. Now I think part of that is probably because we don't oil the rough out parts as much. All right, you oil your rough out parts too much, and the oil won't go in, and you'll wind up getting an oily seat. Okay, you'll get oil on your jeans. And so I think that's part of it. But Tom, we were talking about it today, Tom has another saddle down there where he's at, down at the other house, and it's full rough out. It's full rough out, and he came home, he came out today, and he said his full rough out saddle is covered in mold too. So there's a lot of stuff. Mostly it's, you know, it's humidity, lack of sunlight, and so you just got to take them out and clean them. But what I don't want you to do is, I don't want you to freak out and think that, oh, I've ruined my saddle. You go to buy a used saddle and they pulled out of the barn and it's covered in mold. Well, that's not like an automatic no, all right? It means the leather still has some life in it. It means somebody has oiled that saddle, okay? So we're going to clean these saddles. Not going to re-oil that one. It's got enough oil in the leather. It's going to be okay. I'm just going to use a soft rag, going to use water, just going to clean it all off. Not going to worry about this one. This one's in good shape. Got some more leather work to do to clean. And we're going through a really brutal, hot and humid spell right now. And so I may wind up bringing some of them in the house. Or I may not. We don't, this new farm up here, we're not on the grid. So we don't have a power line running in here. But I put a small air conditioner window unit in that tack shed with the generator, and I've been running it lately to pull condensation out of the room. So if we'll keep doing that and see if that helps. And I've got 4 open boxes of Arm & Hammer baking soda in there to help. And so, you know, you just got to figure out your situation. If you are keeping your saddle stored in like the tack room on a metal horse trailer, you're going to have this. A lot of your barns, it's just the environment and just what it is. Okay, so just clean them. Don't oil them too much, and just take care of it until the weather breaks. You know, so it's not that big a deal. But I just want to give you some encouragement, a little bit of teaching, show you a little bit of what it's just part of what you deal with. You know, so yeah, I'll be clean. I just got back, like I said, from momming, and so I'll be cleaning saddles over the next 2 or 3 days. Okay, but that's it. And so I hope this helps you a little bit. I'd ask you if you got any questions, but I couldn't hear you over the video. So put them in the comments, and we'll see if we can't get through this humid part of the year together. Okay, so I hope that helps you, and we'll catch you guys next time.